Right now, this week, while everyone else thinks the growing season is winding down, is the exact moment to plant two of the best greens you'll ever grow, spinach and arugula. And almost nobody does it in August. That's the mistake. Here's the promise. Get seeds in the ground in the next 2 to 3 weeks. And by the time your neighbors are pulling out dead tomato vines, you'll be cutting fresh, peppery, tender greens. Greens that taste better than anything you grew in spring. There's a reason for that, and it starts with a piece of knowledge that's older than any seed packet. Long before there were seed packets at all, there were gardeners who watched the sky instead of a calendar. Old growers, generation after generation, who learned to read the tilt of the light in late summer, the first cool breath in the evening air, the way the soil itself seemed to exhale after the worst of the heat had passed. They knew something a lot of modern gardeners have forgotten, that the second planting season is often the better one, quieter, sweeter, kinder to tender leaves. So let's get into why August actually works, and then let's get very specific about how to do it right. Spinach and arugula are both cool season crops. That means they hate the peak of summer heat and they thrive in the mild, shortening days of fall. Plant them in spring, and you're racing the clock before summer heat makes them bolt, shoot up a flower stalk, and turn bitter, sometimes, within a couple of weeks. Plant them in August for a fall harvest, and the clock is working in your favor instead. The days grow cooler as the plants mature, not hotter. That single shift changes everything about how these greens taste, and how long they stay good. There's a second reason the old gardeners understood instinctively, even if they never had a word for the chemistry behind it. Cold doesn't just fail to hurt these greens, it actually improves them. When nighttime temperatures drop, spinach and arugula convert stored starches into sugars as a kind of natural antifreeze inside their cells. The result is a noticeably sweeter, milder leaf. A frost-touched spinach leaf in November can taste like a different vegetable entirely compared to the same plant grown in the heat of June. That's not folklore. That's how the plant survives the cold. But it happens to also be delicious. Now, the timing. This is where people get it wrong, so pay attention to the numbers. You want to count backward from your area's average first fall frost date. For spinach, get seed in the ground 6 to 8 weeks before that date. For arugula, which grows faster, 4 to 5 weeks is enough. In most of the United States, that puts the ideal window somewhere between mid-August and mid-September. If your first frost typically lands in mid-October, you want spinach seeds down by the last week of August at the latest, and arugula can go in as late as the second week of September and still give you a full harvest before the cold really sets in. Before a single seed goes into the ground, though, the soil needs attention. This is a step the old-timers never skipped, and it's the step most beginners rush past. Loosen the top 6 to 8 inches of soil. Work in an inch or two of finished compost. Leafy greens are heavy feeders. They're mostly water and green tissue, built fast, and they need steady nitrogen to do it. Poor soil gives you thin, pale, slow-growing leaves, no matter how perfect your timing is. Rich soil is what turns good timing into a great harvest. Here's a challenge nobody warns you about with August planting. The ground is still hot. Spinach seed is notoriously reluctant to germinate when soil temperatures climb above 75 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit. It can simply sit there, dormant, waiting for conditions to improve, while you wonder if anything's wrong. The old solution, and it still works better than anything modern, is simple. Cool the soil down before you plant. Water the bed heavily the night before. Lay a board or a light layer of straw over the row for a few days to block direct sun. Or plant in the cooler part of the afternoon and water immediately after. Some gardeners even chill their spinach seed in the refrigerator for a week before sowing, tricking it into thinking winter has already come and gone once. Arugula is far less fussy about heat and will germinate readily even in warm soil, which is part of why it's the easier of the two to start in August. Variety matters more for a fall planting than most people realize too. For spinach, look for something bred with real cold tolerance and slow bolt habit, like Bloomsdale Longstanding or a hybrid variety such as Space. These aren't new inventions. Bloomsdale spinach traces back well over a century, a Savoyed, deeply crinkled leaf that was already a proven cold season workhorse long before anyone was writing seed catalogs. For arugula, the common salad rocket is fast and mild, while wild arugula, sometimes sold as sylvetta, is slower to bolt, more deeply lobed in the leaf, and carries a sharper, more peppery bite that only gets better with a little cold. Planting a row of each gives you a spread of flavor and a bit of insurance if one variety struggles. When you do plant, depth and spacing matter more than people think. Spinach seed goes about ½ an inch deep. Space seeds roughly 2 inches apart in rows that sit about 12 inches from each other. Then thin the seedlings to 4 to 6 inches apart once they've got their first true leaves. Arugula goes shallower, about ¼ inch deep, and can be sown a little more densely since you'll likely be harvesting many of the plants young, as baby greens. Thin those to about 3 inches apart if you're letting some mature to full size. Water is the next piece, and August adds a wrinkle here too. Seeds and young seedlings need consistently moist soil to germinate and establish, but August sun can dry out a seedbed in hours, not days. Water lightly but often during germination, ideally in the early morning so moisture soaks in before the heat of the day. Once seedlings are established, a 1 to 2 inch layer of straw or shredded leaf mulch does 2 jobs at once. It holds moisture in the soil, and it keeps the soil surface cooler, which these plants appreciate all the way through the tail end of summer. Here's a trick the old gardeners leaned on that modern growers sometimes skip entirely: succession planting. Instead of sowing your whole arugula patch in one day, sow a short row every 10 to 14 days through early September. Arugula matures fast, often ready for a first cutting in as little as 3 weeks. If you plant it all at once, you get one enormous harvest, and then nothing. If you stagger it, you get a steady, rolling supply of tender young leaves clear into the cold months. It's a small shift in habit that makes a huge difference in what actually ends up on your plate. Feeding matters too, and it's easy to underestimate. These are fast, leafy crops, and they'll pull nitrogen out of the soil quickly. About 3 weeks after seedlings emerge, give them a boost. A balanced organic fertilizer, fish emulsion, or a simple compost tea worked into the soil around the base of the plants. Skip this step, and you'll often see growth stall out just as the plants are hitting their stride, leaves turning a little yellow and undersized instead of full and dark green. Don't overlook where you plant either, especially in August when a lot of garden beds are still full of tomatoes, peppers, and squash that haven't finished producing. You don't need to wait for empty space. Tuck a short row of arugula into any gap between existing plants. It doesn't need much room or much time to be useful. As those summer crops finish up through September, spinach and arugula seedlings already established underneath them will be perfectly positioned to take over the bed completely, with no downtime between one season's harvest and the next. This kind of overlap planting is exactly how gardens were run for most of history, long before anyone thought of a garden as having a single crop and a single season. Nothing sat empty. Something was always coming up behind whatever was finishing. No open ground at all. Both crops do very well in containers, which is worth knowing if your beds are still occupied. A container just 8 to 10 inches deep is enough for either spinach or arugula, since neither has a demanding root system. A window box, or a wide, shallow pot on a porch that gets a few hours of gentler afternoon light can produce a steady supply of cut-and-come-again greens right through fall, watered a little more often than an in-ground bed since containers dry out faster. One more old habit worth reviving: companion planting as pest control, not just tradition for its own sake. Radishes sown along the edge of an arugula row act as a trap crop, drawing flea beetles toward themselves and away from the arugula, since beetles seem to prefer radish leaves given the choice. It costs nothing but a few extra seeds along the border, and it's a low-effort way to protect your main planting without any spray at all. Watch for pests, because August pests are different from spring pests. Flea beetles are the biggest threat to young arugula, tiny black insects that riddle the leaves with small round holes. They're most aggressive on stressed, dry seedlings, which is one more reason consistent watering matters so much. A lightweight, floating row cover laid over the bed right after planting keeps flea beetles off without any spray at all, and it can stay on right through most of the growing period since neither spinach nor arugula need pollination to produce a harvest. For spinach, keep an eye out for leaf miners, which tunnel visible pale trails inside the leaf. Pick off and destroy any affected leaves as soon as you spot them, and the row cover helps here as well by keeping the adult flies from laying eggs on the leaves in the first place. Harvesting is where all of this pays off, and there's a right way to do it that keeps the plants producing instead of finishing them off too soon. Use the cut and come again method. Rather than pulling the whole plant, snip the outer, larger leaves close to the base with scissors or your fingers, and leave the small inner leaves and growing center intact. The plant keeps producing new leaves from that center for weeks. Arugula grown for baby greens is often ready in as little as 21 to 28 days from seeding. Spinach takes a bit longer, usually 40 to 45 days for full-sized leaves, though you can start pinching baby leaves for salads at around 25 to 30 days if you can't wait that long, and most people can't. This next part is where the old wisdom really earns its keep. Both of these crops are far more cold-hardy than people assume. Spinach in particular can survive light frost with no protection at all, and with a simple cold frame or a layer of row cover over hoops, it will keep producing leaves through temperatures well down into the 20s, sometimes lower, right through the first real stretch of winter in many regions. Arugula is a little less tough but still handles light frost fine, and a cover extends its season by weeks. The old growers who worked without greenhouses or plastic tunnels used exactly this kind of simple protection, straw, cloth, low structures made from whatever was on hand, to stretch a garden's productive life far past the date most people assumed the season was over. It's not a modern trick. It's one of the oldest tricks in growing food, rediscovered by every generation that actually pays attention to how these plants behave instead of just following a calendar someone else printed. And once you're harvesting, don't just toss the leaves into the same salad every time. Young spinach and arugula are versatile in a way people forget. Arugula wilts beautifully into a hot pan with a little garlic and olive oil in under a minute, its peppery bite mellowing into something almost nutty. Spinach does the same, or works raw in a salad with something acidic and something sweet to balance its slightly mineral flavor. Toss the two together, and you get a plate that shifts from mild to sharp in a single bite, which is part of why growing both side by side, rather than just one or the other, tends to be the more satisfying choice by the time you're actually eating what you grew. There's something worth sitting with in all of this. The reason August planting works isn't a secret or a hack. It's just paying attention to what these plants actually are and what they actually want. The same way growers did for these crops long before there was a gardening aisle at any store. Spinach and arugula don't want the hottest part of the year. They want the cooling edge of it. They want soil that's been fed, not just seeded. They want a little patience with germination in exchange for a much longer harvest window on the back end. None of that is complicated. It's just easy to miss if you only think of gardening as a spring activity. So here's the recap, simple and specific. Count back from your first frost, 6 to 8 weeks for spinach, 4 to 5 for arugula, and get seed in the ground within the next couple of weeks if you haven't already. Cool the soil before sowing if the heat's still heavy where you are. Plant spinach about half an inch deep, arugula about a quarter-inch deep, and don't crowd them. Mulch to hold moisture, feed once around 3 weeks in, and cover the bed lightly to keep flea beetles and leaf miners off young leaves. Harvest outer leaves and let the center keep growing. And when the first frost finally does arrive, don't panic and don't pull the plants. Throw a cover over them and keep harvesting, because that's exactly the point where these greens start tasting their best. Plant now, in the quiet weeks of late summer when almost nobody else is thinking about their garden, and by the time the air turns crisp, you'll understand exactly why the growers who came before us treated this second season as the one really worth waiting for. Get your seeds, get the soil ready, and get planting.